Hello Primary 5, hope that you're fine. Today we're going to start speaking about Unit 7, reading, newspapers. So we're going to speak about everything related to news, for example, places where we get the news and people who work on getting the news. So let's start. So, you're going to read about places where news appears, for example, magazines and newspapers, as you see. These are the people who work on magazines and newspapers. For example, a reporter. A reporter is the person who finds out what happened in the scene and writes about it. This girl, she's a photographer. A photographer takes pictures. This person is called editor. So an editor decides what will go in the newspapers. Now we're going to read a front page newspaper story. And what will you find in? Now you're gonna find the name of the newspaper is at the top of the page. What else? The story begins with a headline, and the headline tells you what the story is about. It is in big letters, of course, and it's written to catch the reader's attention. Let's see the front page of the newspaper. Now let's meet the front page in a newspaper. As you see, here we start with the headline, "Lucky to be alive." What else? This is the story and caption. It's written under a picture to describe what the story is about. I think it's about a man called Joe Carver. And what is this? This is the first paragraph and it must interest the reader. And what is this part? This is the main part of the story and it should be in 3 lines, as you see. Now take your time to listen to the reading lesson. And while listening, please underline the hard words that you don't understand its meaning. And keep focusing.
Pupils book, page 76, Unit 7, newspapers, reading. Hold the front page. 2,000 years ago, there were no newspapers. When something important happened, people told each other about it. News traveled slowly. Sometimes it was weeks before people heard about a battle or the death of a king. More than 1,000 years ago, the Chinese government wrote news on silk. It was news about what the government was doing. It did not tell people about other things that were happening. 400 years ago, the first newspaper appeared in Germany. It was printed every week. It took a long time to print all the copies. 200 years ago, the new printing presses could print much more quickly, and newspapers were sold on the streets every day. Now, we have newspapers in the morning and in the evening every day of the week, and millions of papers are sold all over the world. Some newspapers have lots of pages, and sometimes there is a separate magazine inside it too. Reporters go to the scene of a news story and find out what happened. They write about it, and photographers take pictures. The editor reads the reporter's work and decides what will be in the paper. If there are mistakes, the editor will change some words. Sometimes an editor says, "Hold the front page." This means a story is very good and will appear on the front page instead of something else. It is very exciting for the reporter who wrote it. The story on the next page was written by a young reporter. It is front page news.
Now take your time enjoying this exciting story. Okay, so read it alone and underline the hard words and try to guess the meanings. Okay? No vocabulary. Unconscious means not able to see, hear, or speak during illness. Scene, the place where something happens. Revenge is doing something to someone because of what they did to you. Press is a machine for printing. Front page is the first page of the newspaper. Ages, a long time ago. Climber is a person who climbs hills and mountains. Bully is a person who is unkind to someone. Now it's a practice time. Read these sentences and put true or false. Take your time to do them alone, okay? And you're gonna find the answers by the end of the video, but try to do it alone first. These are the answers. Were you correct? No. Oh, thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.